All right, hello everyone. This is Alan Fine, and I'm here on the Celebrity Edge, one of the pre-inaugural voyages, and I'm here with Jay Schneider, who is the Senior Vice President of the Digital Experience, and that's for Royal Caribbean Cruises, the whole enchilada, not just Celebrity. And this is Insider Travel Report. Hey, so the reason we're here is that Royal Caribbean is really getting ahead on the technology and trying to get rid of all the pain points. And so when you are booking clients, they may be very interested in what's going on here. So tell us about that talk, please.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for having me do this. We're focused on digitizing our entire guest and crew experience. That's the mission that we're chasing. And it's rooted in trying to remove friction for, frankly, everybody. Travel advisors, our guests, our crew members at sea. The mission is to digitize and not get in the way of the guest experience, but really amplify the experience, the relationship with the crew, the relationship with the company, and frankly, the love for our brands. We're constantly testing new technology on different ships throughout our fleet. Edge is amazing because it's the first ship to really see all of those experiences come together as one.
It's like a culmination of all this planning and thought.
That's spot on. And our strategy is really rooted in we want to test everything with our guests. It gets it faster to market. It allows us to see how people use it. It allows us to adjust. And so even some of the capabilities that are here on Edge were available and previewed on other ships first. Celebrity Constellation got digital key for the first time about a month ago so that we could test it ahead of Edge. For Edge, there are a bunch of firsts for us. First, facial recognition boarding experience for the industry. First to do digital key at scale. First to do stateroom automation, which is control your HVAC blinds, HVAC
Air conditioning, blinds, television.
Television as well. Yep, exactly. Again, these are firsts for us outside of all the amazing firsts that come with this ship from an engineering perspective. So as we think about our guest journey, to kind of unpack that a bit, we really focus on the entire guest journey. So we focus on everything from up funnel booking all the way through to the end. Much of what we're focused here on Edge is ship-based. And so to do that, and I get this question a lot, it really starts with how we know who our guest is. We've got to have them create an account and start an engagement with us. From a travel advisor perspective, I often get the question of, in fact, I just did this morning, how are you, why does my guest need to give you their information if I helped book their cruise?
Yeah, it's like a distrust, it's a worry there, but it makes sense.
No, it's a great question. We are building more capabilities that require us to know the guest at an individual level. We're also doing that before they get on the ship. Facial recognition boarding, expedited arrival, all require the guest to engage. What we hope the relationship with the travel advisor becomes is the travel advisor, after they book, says, hey, I participated with Royal Caribbean, with Celebrity Cruises, with Azamara Club Cruises to build this great capability. Please go engage. It'll enhance your vacation, and you're going to want to come back to me again.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's what we're shooting for, right? And the reason to do that is it helps remove the friction from the experience as we know who the guest is. So they create an account with us. They'll eventually be able to save their travel documents with us. And then as a result, they're able to go after what was really one of the first areas that we focused on, was removing friction from the boarding experience. We spent a lot of time studying the arrival experience. And for everybody who's cruised before, which is the vast majority of your audience, cruising is a painful arrival process. It's paperwork, it's lines, it's hassle, and then an hour or two later you get on a ship. We've actually heard from guests they didn't feel like they were on vacation until day 2 based on all of the pain the industry puts them through. And so that was a big focus for us to get started. We wanted to remove all of that friction and get you from the car to the bar in less than 10 minutes.
That's the soundbite.
That is the soundbite. And it was an audacious goal. And we've been able to do it on a handful of ships already. And most recently here with Celebrity. It requires you to engage ahead of time, though. It requires the guest to engage ahead of time. And so some of the...
But no different than airlines.
A little bit.
I mean, no, I meant you'll highlight the differences, but we're getting used to that kind of engagement.
Absolutely. Yeah, and some of the things we're doing are akin to what the airline does today. We want guests to check in.
And yesterday we were at Terminal 25 at Port Everglades.
Yep, and for Terminal 25, we want you to check in. We want you to do what we call a security selfie. So in the app, you're able to take your own security selfie or the selfie of your family members. That meets our security photo requirement. We want you to scan your passport. That meets the Coast Guard requirements that we have to meet. And then that gets you your digital boarding pass. Once you have your digital boarding pass, some guests will have a marker that says expedited arrival. If they do those behaviors, they're able to go through our expedited arrival lane. And then if they've also checked the biometric checkbox, they're able to go through the facial recognition experience. And it really has been, we've gotten great feedback from people that it really is an amazing experience. And I can't encourage people enough to do it, because the people that don't engage that way typically have to go to a line. And what we hear, and it's somewhat disheartening, is, my travel agent didn't tell me about this. I'm really disappointed. I wish I would have known this existed. And so that's one of the comments that we hear from our guests. So we're encouraging everybody to get your guests to engage, because it allows, again, them to get on vacation faster, which is really all we're trying to do in our arrival experience. Facial recognition removes what I call lazy friction. It's that last mile friction. You no longer have to take your phone out of your pocket and scan your barcode, because the facial recognition device sees you coming. It's safely and securely built in such a way. We've designed our own experience to really just have a welcoming experience to bring you onto the ship. And so we're encouraging people to engage that way, because it'll again, gets them on faster, and it gets them on vacation faster.
And makes the travel advisor look better.
Yeah, it makes everybody look better, right? Anything that gets our guests on vacation faster makes everybody look better. So we launched frictionless crew boarding, which allows them to complete all of their labor paperwork ahead of time in their arrival. If you think about it, a crew member might be coming from, I don't know, somewhere in the Middle East, flying to a ship in the Mediterranean, and has plenty of time to fill out their paperwork in that journey. That gets them onto station faster and gets them, frankly, helping our guests faster.
No, a happy crew, happy passengers.
Happy ship, yep, that's exactly right. So the other real big push we've been focused on, I mentioned a little bit, is our new Celebrity mobile app. And we've got a couple mobile apps, and we'll talk about both of them. We often hear from folks, there's either a fear of missing out because there's so much going on a cruise ship, there's so many destinations to go to, and so that fear manifests itself in people using tons of paper to plan, spending a lot of time researching, feeling like they're missing something. And we wanted to make it really easy for people to enjoy their vacation. So again, it's still in this notion of removing friction from the vacation, and there is friction sometimes in the vacation experience. And so we've purposely built capabilities to make that easier for you, including things like a daily planner to let you remind you of what's going on, let you book things in the moment, all again meant to make your vacation easier.
Now, as we said in the session, you're not required, if you like paper, you can still get paper. The idea is to make the guest comfortable. But the ship is in the throes of trying to be more environmental, and so this helps that policy as well.
It absolutely does. And it also gives you things that you can't easily do today. We offer today, if you sit in a stateroom, you can get your folio on your TV. And my joke is often, and I've heard this from people, if I have to go dispute something in my bill, I can't rip my TV off the wall and go down to guest services, right? So I've got to go down to guest services. They have to print out a copy of it. I have to spend time going through it. And that's assuming, there was no line, right? Which there is sometimes. Find my charge, then debate it. Right. So we've now, as part of our mobile app, put your...
I didn't do that.
Right. Put your folio in your app. You can go have that debate. You can go talk about the 15 margaritas you didn't have last night.
Frictionless arguing.
That's exactly right. Again, meant to make it easier, right? Also, we get a lot of guests who just go wait in line to get a hard copy of their folio because they don't know it's in the TV. And frankly, they're waiting in line when they don't have to because it's now on their phone. Again, all focused on removing lines, removing friction, removing hassle. There's a bunch of things there you'll find in the app to make it easy for you. Deck maps are in there. Deck maps, like all of our technologies, I said at the beginning, this is an evolving ecosystem. So the deck maps there are basic. They help you find your way around. The next version of them will have your stateroom finder in there, which is one of the big requests we get from guests. They want to be able to find where their stateroom is. The other big request is helping find their way around a ship. Our ships are big, they're complicated, and being able to find where something is, so wayfinding is coming. And we're able to find you because the technology on our ships we've been investing in for years, and new builds like this with Edge, you're surrounded with technology, we're able to find you quickly.
All right, you have a grid, basically.
Yeah, we're actually able to leverage our full Wi-Fi structure on the ship to be able to find you. A couple other things, you can get rich content, so everything you need to know about every venue, every menu, what time we're getting off, what time you need to be back on the ship, a detailed planner, all at your fingertips. You can make reservations for dining, for activities, shows, etc. All of that you can do and adjust in the moment if you want to. Another big feature that we're proud of, and it debuted on Allure of the Seas first on the sister brand of Celebrity Royal Caribbean International, and is now on Edge and will continue to scale as guest-to-guest messaging. We offer it as a free product. We're calling it a beta right now just because we're still testing it. Again, part of our test strategy. We want to make sure it works. Not every cruise line has gotten that right yet, and it's been a frustrating experience for guests. We're committed to getting it right and making it easy. You can chat right now with individuals. You can't do group chat. That's actually coming in a month. And then we will keep adding capabilities to guest-to-guest chat and continuing to scale it across the fleet. It is a free service. It's a service we want to offer our guests. We used to charge for it on our Royal IQ ships. We won't be charging for it anymore. Yay. And it's a real free service that we wanted our guests to be able to have.
I'm sitting here just saying, wait for it, because what they got coming is tremendous based on everything you're hearing as a foundation.
Yeah, this gives us a foundation. That's actually a really great word to use. So if I can get guests to chat, I want the guest to be able to chat with the ship. So ship-to-guest messaging is coming as well. And ship-to-guest messaging is as simple as asking a question. So lots of travel companies and frankly companies are trying to find AI intelligent bots that will help answer your question. And those can be frustrating experiences. So we're testing the same thing but with a human in the loop. So when the computer or system can't answer your question, it flips over to
there's always a human nearby.
There's always a human nearby to help answer your question. Again, we want to make sure that we can remove friction. That's really the focus. So ship-to-guest messaging will let you chat with the ship, let you chat with some potentially guest services. If guest services needs to see you, we'll let guest services be able to reach out to you through chat. If you have to stop by and add more money to your account or whatever that is, do that in an easy way. It's also how we're going to get you easy reminders. Reminder for muster, reminder for a reservation, reminder for a shore eggs. So ways to, again, make it easy for you to enjoy. From a stateroom experience, so we didn't stop there, and again with Celebrity Edge, it really is the first ship within our corporation and in many cases across the industry to do some of the capabilities we're talking about. Our stateroom experience has been a big focus area for us. The first being digital key. So you can now use your phone as your key. This is we're calling the first generation of it. And the reason this is the first generation of it, and I didn't mention this yesterday, today you can tap your phone at your door, it unlocks. What we're actually working on, and we've got it working in a lab, we're actually now working through the security protocol. And we believe it'll be on Celebrity Apex for the first time when she comes out, is something we're calling our seamless key. So you don't need to take your phone out anymore and tap it. You just keep it in your pocket, you just approach it, the door senses you, and it unlocks.
I'm telling you, wait for it, there's more.
There's more. So that's coming. But the other thing that's available right now is what we're calling stateroom automation. I mentioned it earlier. Stateroom automation is really twofold. One, it's a panel on the wall. Number two, that same panel is replicated in your smartphone.
I love that. There's no learning curve between the two.
Learning curve. And so that one of the things we focus on, we say it all the time, we want to reduce the cognitive overhead.
No instruction book. Yeah, you just get it.
You're on a vacation. we're an episodic relationship with you. You don't need to learn our system to be able to engage with our technology. That's one of the success criteria we've set. And so stateroom automation is great. You can set your temperature, raise and lower your blinds. You can turn your lights on and off. There are scenes that have been specifically created. If you want to watch a movie, you set movie, it dims the lights, it shuts the curtains. We've orchestrated it so that when the door opens, that the room wakes up, the TV comes on. Those are examples of trying to bring the experience into the stateroom. In addition to it, you can actually then also operate your TV remote. So your TV remote's integrated into your app, and in some cases, at least in my experience so far, it actually works better than the physical remote. I was staying in one of our villas the other day, and my kids were in the other room, and I was able to turn the TV on when they got up earlier than I wanted them to from the other room. So I didn't have to go hunt for the remote. Again, just a way to make the experience a little fun and easier. The other thing, and we're getting a ton of kudos on it, is the ability for you to, we call it bring your own content, but you can basically stream content off your device. We basically, and the secret behind the technology is not real complicated.
You created an interface between Apple TV and Chromecast.
So we have pools of Apple TVs sitting in the background and Chromecast sitting in the background. And when you engage with your TV and you connect your phone to it, it basically spins up one of those devices and dedicates it to you, connects you to your TV, and you're able to stream your own media off of your TV.
It was frictionless.
Yeah, it's a really great experience, right? You can bring your own content. You don't have to rent your own movies. Of course, if you want to rent movies, you're welcome to. We have them. But if you own, Little Mermaid or whatever it is you want to watch on your phone, I've heard people streaming their podcast to TV. Again, we want to get you to be able to stream your own content, which is really great.
Wait for it. It's coming.
There's more.
Yeah.
So there's also stuff, and we shared some of it yesterday, that we're working on. So stateroom dining is something that we're working on. The ability to do room service is an example. We're incorporating guest ratings into the app so you can rate and review products. You do it in the marketplace today. We want to get better information to you. We're working on something we showcased almost a year ago now, and that's called Bring Me a Drink. And so
that's the one. All of that technology about where you are on the ship, these are the things based on that, starting with bring me my drink.
And this gives us a platform to do that, right? So bring me a drink, again, it goes back to lazy friction. The worst friction you can have on a ship is having to wait in line for that margarita. And so instead, you'll be able to sit in your pool deck, hit a button, and a margarita will be brought to you. Right. So we haven't figured out exactly where we're going to pilot it yet. And really the challenge there is not the technology. It's going through the operational change and testing and learning how that's going to work. But we're writing code. We're making it work right now. So the hope is somewhere around May of next year, it'll be in production on a ship at sea and available to guests. Some of the other things coming, we're focused on improving the hotel experience overall. So that's everything from maintenance requests to amenities, to bring me a towel to my room. I need turned down at a specific time, and then really focused on how we bring that same technology to our crew. Give our crew the same information that we give our guests to help our crew deliver an even more amazing experience than they already do. One of the questions we often get is, will the technology get in the way of the crew-guest relationship? And we often say our focus is to amplify it. Our crew spend a lot of time pacing the halls, trying to understand if you're in the room.
Guess, are you in the room or not? Exactly, but they could know now.
And now they can know, and we can give them information.
Even more seamless interaction with the ship and the crew.
We know when you get off the ship to go on a shore excursion, if your whole party gets off the ship, and that's an opportune time for your stateroom attendant to clean your room, let us know that. So again, just things we're doing to make it easier for you. So this is, as a result of our test strategy, not every feature's on every ship. We like to say features vary by ship. Again, Celebrity Edge is the most technologically advanced ship the company's ever produced. We have capabilities on 4 Celebrity ships today: Constellation, Equinox, Reflection, and now Celebrity Edge. From a corporation perspective, we will hit half of the fleet by the end of this year, so really by the end of December. We're almost there since the year's almost over. This was a big milestone for us with Celebrity. And then most of the fleet by the end of 2019. Again, capabilities will vary by ship, but for the most part, most of the capabilities we've been talking about, with the exception of things like stateroom automation, which is truly new build specific, will be available fleet-wide as the years go on. The last thing really to talk about is also something new and unique just to Celebrity. Celebrity Edge, we built a really cool way for you to immerse in Celebrity Edge yourself. And so this is our Celebrity Edge Access Tour. It's a new app, it's standalone, you can download it. There is an at-home experience and there is a shipboard experience. If you go through the experience, it really is, it's AR, so it's augmented reality. It allows you to see the ship and get a tour directly with Richard Fain and Lisa Lutoff-Perlo. So they take you on an augmented reality guided tour of the entire ship. So it's an app you have to download. You know, it allows you, and I encourage you to use it at home because the at-home experience is really cool. You actually, you'll get a superimposed or volumetric drop-in of Richard Fain in your living room, who will hand you the ship, and the ship kind of expands in your living room, and you can do a full 360 view of the ship.
Someone at dinner said, I knew where I was heading because of that.
Yeah,
when they got to the ship.
Literally, and it's not something you manipulate on your phone. You literally have to walk around the ship with your phone because it is a absolutely high fidelity view.
You have to see it to understand.
That's really amazing.
So thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the time.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.